From our water supply to our infrastructure to our commitment to sustainability, there are certain basic services and values that the city of Hillsborough is known for and Hillsborough residents expect. And we've all been tested this last year by everything from wildfire smoke to winter weather emergencies and of course COVID-19. But I can say with confidence that the people that are around me right now and many others have carried on throughout this and met the challenges to serve our community. Joining me here to discuss Hillsborough's essential services, infrastructure, and sustainability is Councilor Anthony Martin, Youth Advisory Council member or YAC member McKenna Krause, our Water Director Nikki Iverson, Suzanne Lanine, our Finance Director, and Tom Arnold, our Public Works Director. Thank you all for joining me today. So, Nikki, let's start with you because one of the most, if not the most essential service that we provide as a city is good, clean water. And throughout the pandemic, there's not been a single water customer who has had their water turned off or their account suspended due to their inability to pay their bill. In addition, with all of the challenges, you have continued to provide water every single day to all of our water customers. Can you tell us a little bit more about what you all have been doing?
Thank you, Mayor. These are definitely uncertain times, but I'd like to reassure our customers of 3 simple facts. The first is that Hillsborough's water continues to be safe to drink. Our drinking water is kept clean and safe through source water protection, quality testing, strong infrastructure, and a treatment process that removes particles, viruses, bacteria, and other organisms, including COVID-19. Second, Hillsborough Water will continue to deliver safe, high-quality drinking water to our customers. Throughout the pandemic, we have continued to serve an average of 15.5 million gallons of safe, high-quality drinking water to our community without a break in service throughout multiple power outages that we've had this year. And also we've included several safety measures to protect our employees so that we can continue to provide that service. And last, we are here to assist our customers. That's why we stopped turning off water for past due charges back in April 2020 and continue to offer free home water audits to identify ways our customers can save money and be water efficient.
Thank you, Nikki. And Tom, within Public Works, there's a lot of projects and advancements that you all have been working on as well. Can you share some of those with us?
Yes, Mayor, thank you. 2020 was a very challenging year to say the least. And at the beginning of COVID, we responded quickly to address the need for increased health and safety measures during the pandemic. Our facilities team retrofitted public spaces with physical barriers such as plexiglass shielding, the addition of signage for social distancing and wearing of masks, and the addition of cleaning stations. We also aggressively stepped up our cleaning procedures. Our operations team supported emergency response personnel during the wildfires last summer and we worked with our Parks Department to respond to inclement weather several times this past winter. We have been able to move several projects forward in spite of COVID, specifically Jackson School Road as a good example. The construction started on Jackson School Road in March of 2020. It's been a challenging project, but fortunately, it is way ahead of schedule. Substantial completion is anticipated late fall of 2021, very soon. We also completed construction on the Hidden Creek Community Center, and we are eager to see that open to the public in the very near future. Our library patrons will be pleased to visit our newly remodeled coffee court at the Brookwood Library. And we completed safety improvements at the roundabout at Butler and 65th Avenue. And that was in partnership with Intel Corporation. Those improvements were made to the median island crossings where 2 rectangular rapid flashing beacons were installed. Additionally, we've been working with Intel Corporation on concept development work for improvements to Shute Road south of Brookwood. Nearly 1 mile will be added along the west side of Shute Road. We've received 3 Safe Routes to School grants from the Oregon Department of Transportation. And with additional funds from Washington County, nearly $900,000 will be invested in improvements near Rosedale, McKinney, and Eastwood elementary schools in the next year or so. We continue to maintain infrastructure. A good example of that would be our pavement management program, where we repaved nearly 7 miles and added surface treatments on 17 miles of city streets. We've investigated over 150 community concerns, traffic concerns, and our storm and sanitary operations team have inspected nearly 62 miles of storm and sanitary pipelines, and 87 miles of those pipelines were cleaned.
Thank you, Tom. And recognizing you did all of that while dealing with the challenges of the pandemic really is notable. One of the other major projects that's been ongoing all throughout this year is one that you, Councilor Martin, have been involved with, all throughout your first term. And now as you begin your second term, we continue to work on the Highlight program, and certainly the pandemic illustrated to us how critically important it is that everybody have access to the internet. And so share with us, about Highlight and our municipal broadband network.
Thank you, Mayor. Yeah, the economic and health crises caused by COVID-19 really showed that internet access is an essential service for our students, families, our low-income residents, and our businesses. It's an essential service in order to participate in society, to find information, and to apply for most jobs. Highlight in 2021 is a city council priority, and it has been for several years now. We started this project a couple years back by partnering with the Hillsborough School District on the fiber backbone. And by partnering, we saved taxpayers $5 million. That construction is complete, and now we've moved to start serving customers. Our service has begun in Shute Park, which is the south and west portion of the city, and South Hillsborough is the next area for service. We're planning ways right now to get service to residents as quickly and financially responsibly as possible.
As a user of the Highlight internet service that the city of Hillsborough has, I am just so excited, so grateful for the city of Hillsborough for their planning that has brought this together. So grateful for the incredible service, great price, gigabit speed up and down, $55 a month. I couldn't be happier as a customer. It's been a game changer for my family this last year. Thank you so much.
Thank you. And, one of the other programs that's part of Highlight shows our commitment to equity, as a city and as a city council. Could you speak to the Bridge program also?
That's correct. Thank you. Yes, the Bridge program is critical. The digital divide, which is where lower income folks have less access to internet and the benefits that come with it, is very real in our community, and we intend to actively fight against it. Service for our low income neighbors is going to be under the Bridge program, $10 per month for the same gigabit internet service that we provide to all other residential customers. The internet equipment for that is included as well. We're also partnering with local organizations to increase digital literacy to ensure that everyone has meaningful access to this necessary service.
Thank you. And Suzanne, we heard Nikki talk about, some of the difficulties some of the water account holders have had with paying bills, and Councilor Martin talked about providing low income internet, and so you, as the director of our finance department, have been a part of everything that our city has done in response to the pandemic and all the work that we've done to provide economic support. Can you share with us some of the things that have happened and some of what you've done to provide assistance to those who need it the most?
Sure, Mayor. We learned really early on in the pandemic that turning off water is really not an option. So we ceased our shutoff program very early on, and it's almost a year that we haven't done any shutoffs for our water utility. We've had a utility assistance program in Hillsborough for our water for as many years as I can remember. And then in 2011, we added assistance for storm and sewer. And we had just been going through a major overhaul of our program, really involving other community-based organizations prior to COVID. So we were actually embarking on a real big effort to get out in the community and make them more aware of our current existing utility assistance program. And then came along COVID, and CARES funding was made available for COVID through Washington County. $3 million was actually provided in utility assistance that they put in allocation. And we worked closely with other service providers in Washington County, specifically Clean Water Services, as well as other community-based organizations like Community Action, who actually were responsible for getting that money out into our community. A successful program. We were able to help in the city of Hillsborough 266 customers for a total of $116,000. And in Washington County, we were able to help up to a little over 1,000 customers for a total of $540,000. I would consider the program a success. However, we weren't able to expend all of the funds that were allocated for a couple reasons. The primary reason being the timeline, it needed to be expended by 12/31 of 2020. Additionally, what we found in the program is that it really wasn't that helpful to multifamily because oftentimes their utilities are embedded in their rent. But we were able to, like I said, help quite a few customers. We are seeing some impact in our accounts receivable in our utilities for water, sewer, and storm. However, we haven't really seen anything that has had a dramatic impact on our ability to in our operations. We have not had any real discussions about when we will resume shutoffs, but those discussions will start occurring here in the near term. Additionally, we had a program through Washington County CARES funding for our waste haulers. We don't actually provide that service as a city, but we do have oversight over our franchisees that do provide that service in Hillsborough. And they were also able to help customers to the tune of around $27,000 that made their way to our customers to help them pay their bills during this very difficult time. Thank you.
Thank you. And so, Nikki, one of the things that Suzanne mentions, which, drives home to me the importance of really being careful with every single dollar, because as we are, then we have money that we can provide for assistance. And so give us an update on the Willamette water supply project, because I know we have worked hard, you specifically, and and finance have worked hard to lower the interest rates, that we've been able to get through WIFIA. And so if you could tell us about the money that we've been saving and give us an update on the project.
Yes, thank you, Mayor. Hillsborough is partnering with the Tualatin Valley Water District and the City of Beaverton to develop the Willamette water supply system as an additional water supply source by 2026 for our customers. These partnerships also help us save money on this size of project. Design and construction of the new system is underway and includes significant infrastructure, including a new water filtration facility, storage tanks, and a large water transmission pipeline that is being carefully engineered and built to withstand natural disasters, such as a large earthquake, and it will help speed the recovery after an emergency event as well. The project is investing money in the local economy. Approximately 94% of the money spent to date has been directed to local companies to hire local workers and obtain parts from local suppliers and manufacturers. This is a very important component, especially during a recession and the associated impacts of the pandemic. In 2019, Hillsborough secured $251 million in a federal loan at a very low interest rate of 1.98% to help build the new water supply system. A year later, the city worked with the EPA to refinance and decrease that loan interest rate even further from 1.98% to 1.36%. Overall, this low interest loan will save Hillsborough's ratepayers a total of $175 million in repayment costs over the life of the loan when you compare going out on the market for similar loans. This is really important for our customers and is just an example of how we're continually trying to save money for our ratepayers. I want to mention another key partnership with the Energy Trust of Oregon, Portland General Electric, and Inpipe Energy to complete the Hillsborough Inpipe Hydroelectric project. This new technology generates electricity by harvesting excess pressure from a city water pipeline. It will generate up to 200,000 kilowatts per hour of more electricity per year that will help power the lighting, electrical vehicle charging stations, and concessions at Hillsborough's Gordon Faber Recreation Complex, which includes Ron Tonkin and Hillsborough stadiums. This renewable energy project will reduce more than 162,000 pounds of carbon annually. That equates to over 240,000 driven miles on the road every year. We're excited to partner this very practical form of renewable energy that will help us continue to meet our climate action goals and build resilience. McKenna, you played a big role in this exciting project too.
Yes, thank you, Ms. Nikki. Well, as a student and future Hillsborough leader, I was super excited to hear about the in-pipe water supply project, and I was lucky enough to be able to partake in a video that was sent out to the community at large. This technology and partnerships shows that addressing climate issues are worth the investment, and this unity together shows that has been made a priority. So with cooperative effort, we can hopefully spread this, and soon they will be making hydropower pipes all over the nation, because as you've heard from Miss Nikki previously, this is an amazing project that needs to be pushed out everywhere. Mhm.
Thanks, McKenna. And, that's just the latest city renewable energy investments that we've made. But it's not the only project. And you and YAC have been working on community outreach for the Home Energy Score project. And could you share with us, more information about that?
Yeah, of course. Thank you, Mayor. So one of our YAC subcommittees is the Climate Resilience and Sustainability Committee, and that is currently focused on an educational campaign of support surrounding the Home Energy Score project. As youth that are concerned about energy usage and unsustainable ways of living, this Energy Score project is something that we really want to push for. And this home energy project helps homeowners make conscious and educated decisions. And as youth living in our homes and who really want to push for sustainable practices of living, we're like, what better way to implement that than to give the individual consumers the power of choice and to educate them. So that is something we're really pushing for, and we'll hopefully community outreach will be something big in the future with that. And I also personally serve on the Environmental Stewardship Committee and provide youth input, and that invitation was really impactful for both me and the youth of my community, because it shows that Hillsborough is committed toward sustainability of their executive decisions. Because in order to uphold sustainability, youth need to be involved in the places where these decisions are made, and that will impact us for years to come. So yes, thank you.
Thank you. And, the city council shares that commitment because environmental sustainability is a 2021 council priority. And it's also part of our 2035 plan. And Tom, your fleet division was recognized this year as the most sustainable fleet, city fleet throughout the entire United States. So that's something that we are really proud of. And could you tell us a little bit more about it?
Yes, Mayor, thank you. Our Fleet Services Division works very hard to keep the city moving. Under the leadership of Donnie Leader, our Fleet Services team was recently recognized as one of the top 50 fleets in North America, and they also received the Green Fleet Sustainability Award for 2020. Most notably, we are also advancing toward achieving a 100% fossil fuel-free fleet by 2030, and that's by reducing vehicle idling citywide, by enhancing our green procurement policies, and by adding electric vehicles to our fleet each year. We currently have 6 electric sedans, 1 electric forklift, and 2 electric man lifts. And in concert with that, we continue to install vehicle charging stations for both city fleet and public use citywide. Most significant, however, is our partnership with Washington County and the Brett Howard Oil Company in the use of renewable diesel fuels. Both ultra clean and R99 renewable diesel fuels are now available in Washington County. That's very impressive. The sustainability division in our city manager's office, led by Peter Brandom, has also started looking into converting the remaining gas-powered small tools and equipment to battery-powered citywide. This will take time, but we're well underway. We currently have nearly 700 pieces of equipment that are gas-powered that will be converted. Some of those conversions will take time as the technology is still being developed for long-term use. Finally, the city has made significant progress in achieving goals from our strategic energy management plan. We have a comprehensive energy management plan in place. We achieved our initial energy goal to reduce energy use across our building portfolio 20% by 2020. We are now on track to achieve our revised goal of 25% by 2025. And finally, we have reduced the greenhouse gas emissions from energy and fuels by over 30% since 2007, something we are very proud of. And just not to forget the multi-departmental effort in achievements in achieving Tree City USA certification, Bee City USA certification. We have a residential food composting program, and we are launching a backyard habitat certification program. So something to be very proud of.
Thank you. Great updates, great information, and it does make me both excited and proud for the progress that we will continue to make and the commitment that we have made, and how we're delivering on that. As we are good stewards, that's not just with our tax dollars, but it's also with the infrastructure of our community and making sure that we're taking care of things on time, and in a timely manner. So Councilor Martin, can you talk about what we're doing to address infrastructure, maintenance for our future?
Yeah, thank you. Maintenance is an essential function of our city. As the old saying goes, an ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure. I like to think that the ounce of prevention is maintenance, and it outweighs the cost of the pound of cure now and in the future. We value and prioritize maintenance because residents rightly expect to receive their services without interruption and for us to be good stewards, like you said, Mayor. It makes our lives easier and gives future generations assets they can care for as well. The city is going to be working on a long-term asset management strategy to proactively manage assets while being cost-effective. This is also going to include a conversation about how we fund our various programs. This ensures that we avoid things like bumpy roads, floods, and lack of water service that we've enjoyed. It also means that we will repair things at the right time, in the right place, saving our city money and providing citizens the services they need when they expect them.
Thank you. And, we're hopeful that at the federal level, we will see an infrastructure package that will help across the nation, roads be upgraded, bridges be repaired and replaced, and certainly that will help us with some of our infrastructure projects locally as well. So, I think this conversation could go on, for hours. And, so thank you again for giving us, part of your day to share with us the updates. And thanks to all of you who are watching, whether it be on your phones, on computer, on television, thank you for giving us a part of your day. So Councilor Martin, Finance Director Suzanne Lenine, YAC member McKenna Kraus, our Public Works Director Tom Arnold, and Nikki Iverson, our Director of Water. We appreciate your service to our community every single day. And so thank you for joining me this morning. And again, thanks to all of you who have joined us. And we hope that you'll watch the rest of our State of the City videos and panel conversations. Thank you for joining us and have a joyful day.